Hello and welcome. My name is Craig Milbourne. I am the director and co-founder of ComsPoint Recruitment Solutions, a management consulting recruitment specialist. And this quick tutorial, around 10 minutes, is a very quick tutorial aimed at helping directors and partners and senior executives out there in their interview tips for a personal business case to getting hired for senior executive roles. So we're talking individuals normally on £100,000 plus in terms of salary, so anybody from about 80, 90, 100, 120, 30, 40 upwards to partner within management consulting firms, and indeed those with aspirations to reach that level in the future at some point as well. So without further ado, here is a table of contents. Firstly, we'll talk about very quickly an introduction to myself, then we'll go into the different aspects of delivery, content, client sales and BD, people and program, tier 1 accounts, the 100-day plan, the wow factor, and also meeting with CXOs. So in terms of interview preparation, why listen to myself? Well, I've been voted the UK's top management consulting recruiter in 2007. I've reviewed and seen over 30,000 CVs in the last 7 years. I've placed and coached hundreds, if not thousands, of candidates over the last 7 years into the top management consulting firms in the world, the biggest brands and household names such as Big Four. I have dozens of testimonials on my LinkedIn profile to demonstrate this success, and I've also recruited successful campaigns into the likes of Accenture, EY, Capgemini, as well as tier 1 strat firms throughout the world as well. So the first area that to focus on of about 5 or 6 key areas of competence is delivery, and we have 7 main points under delivery. So number 1, you should be able to demonstrate that you can plan and execute large projects, so large complex engagements. Number 2, you should be able to demonstrate with the track record that you can translate strategy and vision and implement that with results as well. Number 3, you can lead large complex teams across different groups, countries, disparate groups, remote workers, all of that kind of thing. Number 4, you are an excellent delegator, i.e. you can recognize strengths and weaknesses in other people and you're able to work with your resources in the best way. Number 5, you have the aptitude and clarity to track financials and programs to ensure that engagements are profitable, because at the end of the day we're running a business with a P&L, and that's largely sales and revenue as well as costs and profit. And number 6, P&L management, i.e. the buck stops with you as well. So if you're managing a 10 million pound sterling P&L, then what sort of levels might your profit margin be on that division or area? And number 7, you've operated and led with top FTSE 100 firms or top government organisations. If you're going for some of the best firms out there or the leading firms in the market, then they will want to know that you are fully versed and an excellent and credible operator within their sort of client base. So you want to focus on like-for-like kind of clients as well. Okay, so the next slide we're looking at content. In terms of content, if you're looking at roles of 90, 100,000, 6-figure plus, then you should be able to demonstrate 10 plus years relevant experience, or demonstrate a proven operator at the equivalent level of that as well. So 10 years plus is normally subject matter expert, 15 years plus can often be of relevant experience, can often be partner level. So you want to demonstrate in terms of your knowledge that you might have been the go-to person for something in particular, or that you're famous for XYZ within your current company or industry sector. The next point, you might have published material such as white papers, you might be well known on the conference circuit, you might have published books, visionary material, or contributed to thought leadership in groups and things and communities and things like that. And the 5th point here is also press and media. You might have been sought after to give your points of view to the media, sought after for opinions. You know, like if there's a stock market crash, for example, on the news, you quite often see somebody from Goldman Sachs who's, you know, a vice president or somebody of that caliber within both at that level and that caliber of organization as well. Okay, the next slide, we're looking at client and sales. Very, very key area in terms of commercials for most consultancies. being able to sell and deliver revenue is a #1 priority. You should also demonstrate that you are a trusted advisor at CXO level as well. So beyond just being credible to CXOs and board level members, you want to demonstrate and show that within that inner circle of decision makers, you're the sort of person that might get a phone call or a meeting when there's a crisis or an opportunity or an innovation or a new project kicking off, that you're the sort of person that would be involved in that. #3, in terms of client and sales, your black book and networks. Companies very much like to tap into credible people's networks and relationships of current and former clients, obviously beyond contractual restrictions. #4, somebody that can open doors to new clients and get seen by the right people, not just get meetings within an organization, but with the right people, with decision makers. So somebody that's a door opener and a bit of a rainmaker as well. And the 5th point on client and sales is being a master of politics and the emotional impact of consulting in large organizations as well, because it could be cost reduction, it could be something that changes processes and people's jobs, even redundancies at the end of the day. So all of this kind of thing is very sensitive and very key commercially. So somebody who's a master of understanding an organization's value, their ethos and their culture. Okay, the next slide is people and program, and we have 4 main points on here. So #1, in terms of people and program, you should be recognized as extending the leadership team and adding to it. So not just complementing it or being another great person. What are your USPs, your unique selling points, how you can make it better? So point #2, you might be able to demonstrate whether you've been a champion of certain areas before within a practice, such as recruitment or marketing, quality control or training or capabilities and service offerings, taking things to market, new innovations, things like that. Point #3, coaching. You should be able to demonstrate that you're an excellent coach and a leader, and that you can bring out the best in your staff and teams working with the resources that you have. So if somebody's underperforming or an underperforming team or unit or area, you're the sort of person that can step by step increase the performance and profile of such a team. And #4, in terms of landscape, understanding the competition internally within your own division and practice and programs as well, because you have to be able to retain quality people, motivate them and grow staff while building the competence as well. So that balance between personal growth and opportunity as well as meritocracy, all those kind of complications within keeping a high profile, very driven, goal orientated set of individuals and teams together. Being a master of that is an excellent asset as well. Okay, Tier 1 accounts. 5 main points on this slide. #1, you can completely own cash cow business critical accounts. So you're a safe pair of hands, you're trusted, you can hold a relationship with a very large client or 2 or 3 key clients, for example. Point #2, you can look after and farm these accounts as the single point of contract, the single point of contact or channel to these accounts. #3, you can be the face of your consultancy as far as the account is concerned. So you may move from one brand to another, but they want to work with you due to your relationship with them. So you could almost work with those clients, whichever company and brand that you had around you as a wrapper, but it's you that they trust, obviously again within contractual limitations. Point #4, be able to open up, pull through opportunities into larger practices and capabilities for the good of the bigger picture and the division of the company. So typically a big 4 management consultancy might have a matrix of service practices such as strategy, operations, CRM, process, finance, that sort of thing, and it might have about 5 industry vertical sector groups as well, such as financial services, technology, media and entertainment, consumer and industry, healthcare, life sciences, government or public sector, for example. So it's somebody that can maybe combine practices and leverage relationships and expertise across capabilities as well, again for the good of your client, but being a main contact, but somebody who in terms of the bigger picture is also a company person. And #5 on this list, turnaround. Being able to turn around and recover problem clients and accounts. You have the gravitas and the relationship skills to solve problems within key areas where it might look as if it's a lost cause or something is irretrievable. You know, having that positive mindset where every problem is an opportunity, basically. So now we move on to a 100-day plan. Not always the best thing to use as a rule, but it's also always very good to have the idea in the back of the mind, because you don't want to be seen as walking in with a 100-day plan to dictate the agenda. However, subtly you could produce that or bring the conversation round to your way of thinking, so the focus is on the value that you believe that you can bring with a well sort of thought out 3-month roadmap. So be able to articulate the first step, how you could hit the ground running. For example, you might have an activity roadmap for your first 3 months. What would you do and when, such as understanding the methodologies and capabilities of this new business, making contact and meeting prospects and clients, transferring any pipeline or business over that you can, setting your targets for sales, and actually maybe billing some purchase orders through. Basing this all on past and proven experience, of course, as well. Maybe leading and initiating or identifying bids and proposals, identifying and mapping out that pipeline and projects as well in the marketplace, so to build up that sales pipeline into that sales funnel mix. You could also, in terms of balancing that out as well as you as an individual hire, you could mitigate your own risk of that as well by keeping busy, demonstrating where you can utilize yourself to cover your own costs. So again, you know, you're not a hit on the company, or they're not worrying about, oh, we're paying a 6-figure salary here, what if it goes wrong? Because always along the way you might be covering your costs there and have a margin on you as well, so you're actually delivering your own value and your own sort of return on that investment as well. Furthermore, mitigating that risk in terms of exposure, you could demonstrate where the hiring company's exposure is not actually your annual salary like we've just mentioned, it's only a sort of 2 or 3 months probation salary, and with your can-do approach, positive mindset, you fully believe that you can deliver value from day one, otherwise you wouldn't be taking on this role. You've got a thought out plan, you've got relationships in the marketplace, you're credible, you've got the contacts, and you've done it before. So always try and demonstrate where you've delivered such a move before in the past. And you can demonstrate where you can do that with or without a bigger brand as well, because it can always be or often be around your individual and personal relationships. So in terms of getting towards the end of the presentation now, the wow factors, we have 7 main wow factors here in which you can summarize yourself. Number 1, what would make you company famous in the next 1 or 2 years within this new company? Number 2, how can you uniquely complement the senior leadership team and make it stronger without undermining and without just being more of the same? So compelling reasons why to hire you, what is unique to you, something above and beyond, or definitely that other candidates just won't have, because that makes a very compelling argument for hiring yourself. Number 3, what client traction can you bring, such as business development and sales track record, again identifying opportunities and prospects, leading bids, realizing bids, and then delivering and executing those project engagements. Number 4, business development and sales, demonstrate your track record versus utilization. So in 2011 you might be able to say X number of pounds was my sales target, X number of pounds was my actual sales achieved. Same for 2010, sales versus actual. Try and have a track record of the last 2, 3, even 4 years, and also be able to demonstrate, as in point number 5, the split between business development and sales and utilization. So in certain years where you're working on very huge or massive bids, your utilization may be as low as 30 or 40%, and if you're overseeing an execution of a major project that you did win before, then your utilization might be higher, around the 60%, even 70% mark. So it's demonstrating the bigger picture over 2 or 3 or 4 years, because Big 4 management consultancies and high profile management consultancies, again, they want to see a track record of delivering and demonstrating that before, or they may shy away from investing in such a risk, especially in a partnership model. And point number 6, your leadership style. show how you've grown programs, how you motivate teams, how you train them, how you quality control a consulting team, how you build reputation and communities and branding, and how you can raise a profile of a division or capability and its own awareness and make it sort of like into a flagship capability, something that the company is then famous for. And number 7, just demonstrate the track record of your successes in terms of delivery and profit and loss as well. So good luck. I hope this has been helpful. If so, please do the following: share with your friends and colleagues on your social media if you think that they can benefit, or click like or leave a comment below. If you want more information or other answers, then please leave comments below with those questions and I can reply to them. Again, my name is Craig Milbourne. Or if you're interviewing with a management consultancy, then you could also send your CV to ourselves, as we may have roles for you or relationships where we can open up an opportunity for you as well, because we have many CXO level contacts and partner level contacts in small boutique, medium and large consulting companies. Or finally, if you're a consulting company and you're hiring staff and you want the best candidates in the market and you may like some of the snippets of information advice that we've given today, then you can also email me as well to get more information about our products and services, info@commspoint.com, the email there at the bottom. And then finally, this final slide is just some background on how you can connect with me on social media for any new videos, slides, industry information, things like that. So you have Twitter, SlideShare, a Facebook page there, a LinkedIn community, a YouTube channel, as well as my direct email there, craig.milbourne@commspoint.com. Thanks for listening, and I hope you found it of value, and best luck with your career. Thank you.